This ALEKS topic is evaluating a quadratic expression with integers. It sounds really scary, intimidating, all kinds of funky things. Basically, all we're really doing is we're taking a number that they give us and we're plugging it in wherever we see that letter. And I probably will just do a couple problems and kind of throw them at you, throw like my words of advice as we go through them. There's not too many rules, honestly, but you just really got to slow down. That would be my words of advice more than anything. Just slow down. Alright, so this is a quadratic expression, and I know that because of this squared. Anytime you have a squared and that's your biggest exponent in an expression with letters and stuff like that, that's a quadratic. So don't let that intimidate you. That's why they're calling it that. It's an expression because there's no equal sign in this particular thing here. If there was an equal sign, then we would call it an equation. Evaluating is another scary word. All it tells you is like, hey, this guy here needs to go in here, it needs to go in here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to copy over this ugly looking thing. Wherever we see an M, we're going to put in -4. Actually, not only that, but we are going to put in a -4, but we're going to put it in parentheses. So I'm copying over, I see an M right away. Instead of writing M, I'm going to write this in parentheses, and I have to square that. Copying the plus, copying the 7, there's another M, putting it in parentheses. Now I'm just doing my order of operations. Parentheses. There are parentheses, but inside them is a plain old number. There's nothing to do inside the parentheses, so I have no parentheses to do. Next thing that I need to do is exponents. I do have an exponent that I need to do, and I'm squaring -4. That means that -4 is going to be multiplied with itself. -4 times -4 is going to give me a positive 16. I know I'm copying it over. Words of wisdom, just saying. Exponents are done. Multiplying and dividing actually get done at the same time. I start from the left and I work my way through to the right, and I look for any multiplying or dividing that crop up. So the only ones I see in this problem are right here. Copying the 16, copying the plus. 7 times -4 gives me a -28. Copying the rest. Just as a note, some people might have written it like this, and that is totally fine. Whether you have plus a negative or a minus, they're exactly the same thing, so don't fret. Alright, multiplication and division are done. I'm down to adding and subtracting, and again, left to right in what order they crop up. Okay, first thing that crops up is 16 plus a -28. That's going to give me a -12. Just do the math. It's the 28 is it's bigger than the 16, so I knew my answer was going to be negative, and then I just take the difference between 28 and 16, which is 12. Alright, copying the rest. Now I have to just do this last little thing. If I borrowed $12 from somebody and I borrowed 6, which is the minusing the 6, I now owe them $18. So that would be my answer. Alright, let's try. Let's say we have, I'm going to use X, because they use a lot of M's for some reason, and that's annoying me. Alright, let's say that they tell us X is 6. Dun, dun, dun. Same deal. We're just going to, wherever we see the X, we're going to put in 6, and we're not just going to put in 6, we're going to put in parentheses. So here we go right off the bat. There's a 6. We need to square it. There's a 6 that was already there, and we're putting in that 6. Alright, PEMDAS. It's really a matter of taking your time. Parentheses. Again, I have 2 parentheses. There's nothing in them except a number. There's nothing to do with parentheses. So we're just going to keep on plugging. Exponents. There we go. 6 times 6. It's not 12. It's 6 times 6, which is 36. Okay, copy, copy, copy. Exponents are done. Multiplying and dividing from left to right. That's not, so I'm copying it. Aha. What is 6 times 6? That is 36. Copy, copy, copy. Done with multiplying and dividing. Last part is addition and subtraction from left to right. Do not pop over here and do the addition. That would be wrong. You have to start at the left and work your way over. 36 take away 36 is 0. Finishing the problem out, 0 plus 4 is 4. Again, I just want to re-say that. Some people will get to this point and say, well, the A comes before the S in PEMDAS, so I have to do the addition first. That would be a no. Don't do that. It's adding and subtracting from left to right as they crop up. Alright, one more. Alright, so you might be sick of my voice and my explanations. Let's say you copy this one down in your notebook, you hit the pause button, and you come back in a few minutes after you've done the problem and see if your answer matches my answer. If it doesn't, then you have to listen to my explanation, but otherwise you're probably pretty good with this. Alright, same deal. B is 6. It's going here. It's going here. My words of wisdom is to put it in parentheses anytime you put it in. Parentheses, you don't need my spiel. There are none. I know there are, but there is no operations in them. Exponents, 6 times 6. Copying, 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 because it keeps me neat. Multiplying and dividing. There is some multiplication here, so I copy, copy, copy. 5 times 6 is 30. Multiplying and dividing is done. Adding and subtracting from left to right. 36 take away 30 is 6. 6 take away 3 is 3. Ta-da! I hope you got the same problem that I got, or same answer. If you really want more practice, I'll do one more. I'll do it with a negative number too, but if you're ready to move on, move on. Alright, let's say x squared plus 6x minus 9, and this time, like as promised, we have a negative number. We don't change anything that we do. I'm still going to plug it in, and I'm still going to put it in parentheses. Negative 5 squared, copying, copying, there's an x. Alright, if it helps you to write PEMDAS, definitely do it. Parentheses, there are none. There are 2, but there's nothing to do inside of them. Exponents, same as before. What is negative 5 times negative 5? It's not 10. Keeping a handle on it. Turns into 25. Copying the rest to stay neat. Alright, exponents are done. Multiplying and dividing. We do have multiplying and dividing. So that is our next task. Copy, copy, copy. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. And again, for people that wrote it like this, you are completely a-okay. It's the same thing. Multiplying and dividing are done. And again, addition and subtraction from left to right. So if I have 25 plus a negative 30, it's almost like I borrowed 30 and I paid back 25, so I still owe them 5. And in this case, I have one more thing to do. It's like I borrowed 5 and then I borrowed 9 more. Must be a generous friend. That gives me a negative 14. Alright, hope this helped. Bye.